So Jake Paul has just announced his next fight, and I'll be honest, I think this man may actually be fighting like a plumber or some shit. It says Jake Paul to face former Golden Gloves champ Ryan Bourland. Am I pronouncing that right? Bourland. Okay, maybe it's Bourland. I don't know. Who knows? Who knows this guy? It says Jake Paul's next fight will be another boxer without a high-profile name, but who has far more experience than Paul does in the ring. Okay. Jake Paul also posted this to his social media. He said, the goal is simple. Build the skill sets to become world champion. Next up is a guy who has twice as many professional fights under his belt than I do. Ryan the Rhino Bourland. And just like the animal in his bone-chilling nickname, he's also endangered. So I try to follow this guy on his social media, Ryan Bourland, and it's private. It's private. I'm gonna put a request in. I put a request in on my other account all from way earlier in the day. He hasn't accepted it. I'm sure he privated his account prior to the announcement. He knows there's gonna be a lot of trolls, a lot of attention. All that shit is gonna come with fighting Jake Paul. I looked up his record as well. Let's see here. He's got 19 fights. He's fought a total of 88 rounds. He has a 35% knockout ratio. Okay, his last fight was in 2022 against this man who is 4-7. Okay, not too impressive there. Let's see his fight prior to that, 2018, Jose Hernandez. Well, let me see his record, bro. Really? Come on, bro. Really? Why are they doing that, dude? Like, I gotta make an account just to see this guy's record? It's ridiculous. Okay, so it looks like the guy he fought also, not that impressive. Looks like he was 11-11. So, I mean, yeah, this guy could be a plumber, Uber driver, who fucking knows? It doesn't even look like he's actually, still fighting actively. He fought in 2018, and then he fought in 2022, and then now he's fighting in 2024 versus Jake Paul. I don't know how Jake Paul finds these dudes, but I gotta remember, this is just a co-main event. It's not like Jake Paul is asking anyone to shell out, $50 or $60 for this fight. That's not the case. This is simply a co-main event. Let's see if I can find the card. Here's the card that it'll be on. Once again, March 2nd, Saturday. Amanda Serrano will be headlining it. Jake Paul will be co-headlining. And then this guy, Juana Walton. I know this guy from a TV show, Euphoria. You may have heard of it. You may have seen it. He's also a boxer. And Jake Paul signed him, I think maybe like a year ago, 6 months ago or some shit. But that's the card. And Jake Paul fighting a plumber, I mean, I'm not mad at him. He's still getting his experience. This guy supposedly, well, not supposedly, but he has more experience in the ring. He has 88 professional rounds. I don't expect Jake Paul to be fighting fucking Dimitri Bivol or some shit. Obviously, he's not ready to be fighting those dudes. He's doing exactly what he should be doing. He's pacing himself. I know he's going to get a lot of hate, and he is getting a lot of hate for making this announcement, fighting this no-name. Just go back in the comment section here. It says, another day, another nobody, fighting another inactive fighter, incoming casuals who don't know anything about boxing, talking trash. It says, you're acting like as an 8-1 boxer, he's supposed to fight big names or champions. At least he's fighting actual boxers with decent records. Nothing ever good enough for y'all. Honestly, I kind of agree with this comment, to be honest, because no matter what Jake Paul does, he's going to get criticism. I mean, if he could announce that he's fighting Canelo next, and his comment section would still be toxic and negative. And I'm not trying to defend Jake, because I mean a lot of the hate is warranted, because I mean he is a troll at the end of the day. So I'm not defending him by any means. But as far as boxing, what he's doing, he's 8-1, made multi-millions of dollars. I think he made $40 million in 2022. I mean, come on, what are we really hating on here? And once again, I don't think he's doing this Ryan Bourland fight for money. I think this is simply for experience, to support his other fighters, Amanda Serrano and the Juana Walton guy. Jake Paul being on this card brings a lot of attention, a lot of eyeballs, because let's be honest, I'm not watching this card if Jake isn't on it. You guys probably aren't watching this card if Jake isn't on it, but Jake will be on it. And a lot more people will be tuning in. Absolutely. So, shout out to Drake. Or fucking Drake. What am I saying? Shout out to Jake. I can't even talk right now. Shout out to Jake because, what he's doing for his fighters is pretty impressive. You're not going to see a Floyd Mayweather or, another fighter / promoter fight as the co-main event. I mean, Jake Paul could say, no, I'm a bigger star than you, Amanda. I'm going to be the main event. But he gave it to Amanda Serrano. So props to Jake Paul. So we do have some footage of Ryan Bourland. Let's take a look here of him. I guess this is one of his recent fights. This video is kind of surfacing, doing its rounds on the internet right now since the announcement. Let's take a look. So instantly, he's in the pink shorts. I can see he's trying to work his jab.
Stay sharp, Israel.
It pops the jab out. Oh, shit. That looked like Jake Paul's right hand. Genuinely. I mean, look at the way his legs buckle. Kneecaps buckle. Yeah, I think that is exactly what's going to happen on March 2nd. And I mean, if you watch that knockout and then you watch Jake Paul's knockout versus Tyron Woodley, very similar. That's why I'm like, how did Jake Paul find this guy? Jake Paul knows he's going to knock this guy. In the next week.
He has done it from time to time. Just hasn't been.
Holy shit. We watch that. I mean,
Time to time. Just hasn't been.
So watch that, then we'll go back to this knockout. I mean, it's almost the same sequence. I hope this guy's getting paid. And I'm sure he is. Jake Paul takes care of the people he's fighting. Tyron Woodley made the most money ever fighting Jake Paul. Nate Diaz, he made a good amount of money. I'm not going to say he made the most amount of money fighting Jake, but he made a good amount of money fighting Jake. What is this? Brendan Schaub announced he is quitting comedy. I don't think anyone's going to be too sad about that. But yeah, I mean, I guess shout out Jake Paul. I mean, I know a lot of people aren't happy about this fight announcement. I don't know. Once again, I kind of refer back to this comment. I don't know what people are really expecting. He's 8-1. This guy has 88 professional rounds in the ring. I mean, this is not a bad fight for Jake. Somebody said, that's my Uber driver. Another Uber driver on your resume. Fighting my uncle. Yo, this is hilarious. Bro grabbing anyone out of any gym. Last fight was 2 years ago, and before that was in 2018. Tyson Fury from Wish. Bro's fighting plumbers. Yeah, literally. That's what I thought. He looks like a plumber, like, honestly. Like, tell me this man doesn't look like he's going to come to your house and fix your toilet. Genuinely. Oh, this is supposed to be him. Okay. Yeah, privated. I wonder when he will unprivate it. We need to see some training footage. There's a lot more we need to find out about this man before March 2nd. So Mams Taylor also reacted to Jake Paul's announcement. If you don't know who this is, he's like KSI's manager. He pretty much runs all of the influencer boxing a lot of you guys see. He says, I'm not even going to say anything negative, man. I feel bad. It's a waste. Bad management and poor advice is a motherfucker. Maybe a few people can hype it up by making videos on how tough his opponent is and how much of a legitimate threat he might be. So obviously I can already tell he's talking about Wade here. Talking about hyping it up, no matter how many videos that they make. He's definitely talking about Wade. Someone did call out Mams Taylor saying, I'm going to call you on a few stuff. You guys were hyping up Joe Fournier, Panina, Dylan Dennis. Jake Paul is still young. Let him find who he wants. Let him fight who he wants. The opponent is pretty good record. I mean, yeah, but he's also a potential plumber.